Oh my gosh, guys, this challenge was hard. I didn't expect it to be this tough. The dynamic range on these cameras we used to use, wow. But now I'm determined to get an epic shot with this camera. But let's see what went wrong, see what we got, and check out this beautiful foggy morning at Princess Place Reserve in Northeast Florida. Good morning, welcome to the Budget Camera Challenge. Today we're pulling out the old guns, Canon T2i. This is the camera that I learned photography on. 16 years old, 18 megapixels, APS-C sensor, but we do have those beautiful Canon colors, so that's on our side. Today we're out at Princess Place Preserve, rare summer fogs. I checked the weather, saw it was gonna be foggy, and I was like, I haven't done Woodland in a while, so perfect conditions. I'm gonna start taking this camera out just to prove that you don't need expensive gear to make amazing fine art landscape images. Let's dive in. It's gonna take me some time getting used to this thing. I can't believe I used to use this with the lack of controls. It has one control wheel. So first up, I got this beautiful woodland scene. You kind of can see it around me, but there's crooked trees all in the straight pines. Beautiful looking. Fog in the background separating everything. And I did focus stack a few of these closer pines just in case. And I haven't shot with this camera in so long, so I definitely want to get as much data as I can. We're currently at f11, 2.5 second shutter, ISO 100. 2-second timer. There we go. All right, our first reality check. These photos turned out absolutely horrible, hilarious. But this is the first set of photos that I took with this camera again, so it's definitely an eye-opener with this kit lens and this dynamic range. But the main problem was focus. It locked focus on each of these photos, it said, but it wasn't anywhere close. Anytime you have low light or atmosphere, just go straight to manual focus. Don't even bother with this on the kit lens at least. All right, we can do better than this though. Let's move on. Beautiful out here. Let's go explore some. This whole place is amazing, so I'm excited to see how much fog's around. This old like settler's house, I forgot what it was, but it's one of like the very first buildings around this entire area. But as far as the composition goes, we've set back, we're very wide, trying to get this whole thing. Beautiful oak tree, the light's cutting in, everything's still very soft from the atmosphere and fog. It's not thick here, but it's like just beautiful, just enough to soften everything, especially for this kit lens. Ooh, that's foggy. Lens is still fogging up too. It's crazy humid out here. All right, so we're still at f11, 2.5 seconds, ISO 100. Let's get our shot. I give it a little more room to breathe. You want to get your frame just right because you don't want to crop too much. So I'm going to walk around here a few more minutes, try to get some other angles. And after this, we're going to go chase down this massive oak tree. It's huge. I just passed it in the field, but I want it to be just right. The sun's just now starting to come up, so we'll hit that next. But let's tackle this first. All right, now this is much better, but we're starting to show some flaws in the lens with those flare spots, and we're showing the limited dynamic range of this sensor. So you need to do anything you can to keep the scene controlled, or you're gonna need an exposure blend. But that can also be very difficult when the lens flares this bad. But still, not a bad effort this time, just a few things that you need to fix, a better lens, control the dynamic range, and this would be a good shot. It's a fine line between giving it a little bit of room to straighten and crop and using all 18 megapixels. So take a few seconds and make sure you get your framing just right. Guys, it is so humid out. Oh my gosh. What time is it? Let's see. 7:30 and I'm just full drenched. It's like soaking wet out here. Hot, humid. All right, let's make our way over to this awesome oak tree. All right, so there's that tree just now catching light. I'm gonna try to get a little closer so I can exclude this and fill the frame with this tree. Oh yeah. We can get much closer. Beautiful. I want to exclude any of that sky that's sticking out the top too. That's awesome, perfect. So this tree is just absolutely amazing, magnificent, huge. So main subject featured it right in the middle. I tried to cut any of the sky that was poking out through the branches up top. I've cut the base real low, right to the ground, and just filled the frame with all these branches, catching all this beautiful backlighting. Well, kind of front side lighting, it's perfect. Man, this focus has a hard time. How did I used to do this? F11, 2 seconds, ISO 100. That is looking beautiful. Light's just now starting to hit it. Get one more just for good measure. There we go. Beautiful. This place is awesome. Ooh, we're starting to get some fog rays. About to go get that. Let's wrap this up real quick. Canon T2i, 18 to 55 kit lens. Let's see if she can give this tree the respect it deserves. Amazing, amazing. All right, let's go chase these fog rays. I want to talk about this camera real quick. It's so cheap. It's an entryway into photography. You don't have to spend $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a camera. This thing will do just fine, and it has everything you need to learn. The only thing you're really missing on these is quick autofocus. Again, we're landscape photography, so that's no problem. Fast shutter burst, landscape photography, no problem. And a great benefit about these old cameras is the EF lens system is massive. Third party, Canon, old, used, it's just like endless, seriously. So if you do want to get into photography, or if you even have an old camera and you want to challenge yourself, they're awesome fun. You can pick these up used from like 60 to 150 bucks. I'd probably spend a little more and go to like MPB or KEH. The safest way to go is just buy one from a used certified place. All right, let's go chase some light now. Check out these light rays, guys. Wow. Definitely got to get a shot of this, huh? Beautiful fog. See how close we need to get. Step back a little bit over here, recompose a touch. All right, these light rays are awesome, so I'm gonna try to get a pano real quick of this whole scene. Sweep across, make sure I'm good. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Oh, these rays are gorgeous. All right, so basically what I'm doing is making sure my exposure is good across the entire sweep, making sure I'm level so I don't have a tilt on my entire image. I'm focusing on the main subject and then just keeping that focus locked, making sure I overlap at least a third to a half. And always take extra frames on the sides so you can crop those out. Make sure it all stitches well together. These lights are gorgeous. Awesome. All right, I think we got that. Hopefully one of these panos turned out. These light rays are gorgeous. Summer fog. All right, so this wasn't the worst photo in the world, but the biggest issue again was the kit lens, because the focus fall off on the edges is so bad that the stitches aren't exactly sharp all the time. This has to be the worst panoramic lens you could probably use. But also again, the dynamic range of the sensor was really tough with these super bright highlights from the sun. But with a better lens and a bit more control on the composition, you probably could have had an amazing shot here. But a better lens is priority number one. All right, we just finished shooting that pano. Somehow I still have full battery. And this is my very first battery that I ever bought with this Canon, came with the camera. That's pretty impressive. All right, so who are these cameras great for? If you want to learn photography, you can't really go wrong. Low investment, you get to try everything out, and these things have everything you need to learn basic photography. But who else is it for? Well, maybe you want to challenge your skills. Maybe you're a decent photographer, but you want to see if you can still make some amazing images with limited technology. See if you still have all the skills it takes to make images with low budget gear. This is an awesome thing to do. It can be a really fun exercise to put your skills to the test. Oh, there's a beautiful shot right back here. I'm gonna take that real quick. Wow, that is gorgeous. There's light hitting this tree. Let me see. Oh yeah, wow. All right, we're at 0.6 seconds, f11, ISO 100. I might push in a little bit too, just to cut off some of this top and bottom and focus on that beautiful tree. Beautiful light. Oh yeah, now we even have a spider web in there now. Absolutely gorgeous. Drop it down to a half second. A little brighter in here. Come on, you can do it. Struggling to focus. How many ticks am I gonna have? There she be. All right, probably got 100 ticks on me, but maybe it was worth it. Maybe it was worth it. Man, these things are slipping. I need a new tripod, guys. Again, the kit lens got us. When you can focus, it's still just not very sharp, and it's just extremely hard to work with. But now that we've tried this, and we know the camera's quirks, I've gotten reacquainted with it, we'll take it back out next time I do one of these videos, and and really put it to the test. And now I have to prove to myself I can get some epic images with this camera.
Here were my main issues and how to overcome them. So let's learn from my mistakes. All right, so my first big issue was focusing. And the autofocus on that kit lens, it's horrendous. With the fog and the low light levels, it just kept hunting and hunting and hunting, and it was just a nightmare. So what you want to do is just go right to manual focus, punch in, and then focus with your manual ring, lock it down, and you should be good to go. And something that would be very helpful here is focus peaking, but it's not included in the original firmware. But there is a fix. You can get the Magic Lantern firmware, which is like an open source third-party thing, and it includes a bunch of different functionality, including focus peaking. All right, number 2, dynamic range. Wow, I've gotten way used to my modern Sony mirrorless. The dynamic range on the sensor is not the best, so you really have to work with it. After reviewing my images, I blew out almost every shot, and I thought I was controlling it too. I was like paying attention and trying to make sure I didn't blow out my highlights. Still, highlights blown out everywhere. You need a very controlled scene to get the most out of the sensor. Otherwise, learn exposure blending, and that'll help you control the dynamic range of a high contrast scene. All right, the third thing that was really challenging is the kit lens, but I wanted to keep the challenge kind of honest, use the kit lens that comes with that camera. That's the lens that I learned on. But it has terrible autofocus, it has awful flare on the highlights. You can see, I'll show you a few examples, but it's just like huge ghosting flares. It has bad color fringing, which is like that purple or green fringe on high contrast areas. And the edges of this lens are drastically less sharp than the center, and it's a noticeable difference. Like I said, to keep it honest, I wanted to use this lens to start, but man, it's rough. But honestly, I would just totally skip this lens altogether. Just buy a body and a lens separately. You can get a lens that's actually about the same price as this, like a nifty 50 Canon, and it's gonna elevate your image quality by a ton. And that's the #1 thing that will make your images look better. It's just new glass, new lenses. The body and functionality are all gonna kind of be the same, but investing in high quality glass is where you'll really see the most image quality improvement. So I hope this video is entertaining for you, or it either inspires you to go try out landscape photography, get yourself a budget camera, or it inspires you to go challenge your skills, use a basic camera, and see if you can make some amazing images. And if you're new here, please subscribe, drop a comment. We'll see you next time. Peace.